Hello friends, I am making some fabric packs for my Etsy shop. A lot of you are doing some slow stitching, and then a lot of you like to use fabric in your junk journals as I do, and they're great to make with, use for making tags, also for making little clusters and scrunchies. So I'm going to show you the fabric bundles that I'm going to put together. So this is going to be my purple bundle, and I'm going to make 4 of them. So we're going to go ahead and have 4 pieces of this purple damask, and well, 1 in each kit. And then we're going to have this black, it's kind of a brownish black, and it's got purple flowers. So we're going to have some of that in there, and I don't give tiny pieces. I'm very generous with the fabric packs that I create. And as a matter of fact, look at the size of the damask. You could cover a small journal with it, not a huge one, but easily a 1 signature if you wanted to. So, anywho, wanted to let you know that I am very generous with the fabric. Now, if I have a fabric that I don't have a lot of course, I'm a little bit less generous, but I still, it's not like I'm giving scraps of it. I would never do that. So then we have also with the purple pack, this beautiful fabric, and you guys might remember I have some gray of this, and I made a tassel out of it, and it's just stunning. As a matter of fact, I made a few tassels, and I believe 1 is still in my Etsy shop. So that definitely is enough to make a tassel if you wanted. But I also envision a gorgeous scrunchy thing. You know how you make what are those called when we sew them and we scrunch them up and we do a line of them? I can't remember what they're called. But anyway, this would be beautiful to do that, or to put over top of something else just for layer and texture. So then we have this nice lavender that I'm adding to the pack. Beautiful lavender color. Sorry, there's a few threads here and there, and I will try to, when I prep these to go into the shop, which this is just a semi-prep, I'll try to pull off as many strands as I can, but there's going to be strands, you guys. I can't get them all. You guys know that. So here is a piece of purple quilt. So it's a little bit of a darker purple on one side and a little bit of a lighter purple on another side. And then I had some gray fabric that I thought I would go ahead and add. Very generous with this, as I have plenty of it to share. So that's going to go in this pack as well. Here I have prepped for a nice green pack. So some of these come in smaller sizes, so I've had to cut them in smaller sizes to be able to make 4 packs. This one is really cool. It's got like this feather on it, and it's like a peacock feather. I love it. I think this is perfect for spring and even summertime. This is a very nice, thick, heavyweight material. It's for interior design, furniture perhaps, both of these. Actually, this one as well. And then we have this. This also is nice and hardy, like for furniture. So we've got some of this. This is more of a sage green. This is, as you can see, it's got a shimmer to it. This is definitely a lightweight material, but I like it because it's got this thread going through it. Sometimes lightweight materials can be a little slippery. This won't be slippery because it's got edges sewn on it. This could be used as a belly band, and decorations could go right up the center if you wanted. And then we have this nice rich green material. This is definitely a lighter weight. You can kind of see that when I do that, it billows a little bit. So this is a nice variety of greens. Now I sell my fabric packs by the weight, per ounce actually, is how I sell them. So you might notice that some of these might cost less than others. It depends on how much variety I'm able to get into the pack. The only other thing that might make a difference is if I have a material that costs me more, then I absolutely have to share that cost. These are priced so low, I hardly make anything on them anyway, to be honest with you, but I have so much material that I like to share, and I like to be generous about it. So this is gonna be our brown or neutral pack, and so let me open this up for you so you can see it. I'm being very generous with this one because I have a good amount to share. So you can see this is a heavier weight, and yet it's so soft, very luxurious, and it's got this beige design and then blue flowers. It's super, super pretty. And then I've got this. Now this is a very fine fabric, and you know, just a lot of different things that you can do with that. And then I have this one, which is a dark blue and almost gold, and this, I'm giving a pretty good size sheet of this as well. Don't know if you can see there, but yeah, it's pretty good, pretty decent size piece. Very pretty, very classic look. This is also a lightweight material, not quite as lightweight as this, but still I would consider it to be lightweight. And along in this pack, this is some vintage cotton that I have. Also being generous with this as I have plenty to share. And this is folded over, so I don't want to unfold everything and take too much time to do that, but I do want to give you an opportunity to see what I'm sharing and how much I'm sharing. The next one is pretty neat. This has Asian writing on it. You can see the writing here. And then there's this, which is pretty neat. And I don't know what that's called, but this is just kind of a neat thing. This is the inside, so you would definitely want to sew it onto something or back it with something, because these threads move around a bit, but that's so that they could create this design on the material. So sharing some of that. So this is our, I guess, brown pack. Okay, and then we have this. This is a definite heavyweight, definitely for furniture. Nice heavyweight piece, and it's got some browns, some creams, and also a little bit of like some teal color in it, a little bit of blue-green there. This pack has a lot of yellows in it. I'm going to start with the larger pieces. It's very springy. It's yellow and greens and blues and pinks. Excuse the sound of the cars. I have my windows open today. It's an absolutely beautiful day out today. So I've got the windows open. Then we have some of this, and this is a heavier weight. Actually, both of these are. This is heavy. Oops. This is heavyweight, and also this is heavyweight for perhaps furniture or a heavier weight curtain. And then this has some yellows and oranges in it. This is a vintage cotton. This is the teal fabric pack, and I've got some of this. This is quilted, so you can see it's a little bit thicker there. It's got some layers to it, if you will. Along with that is going to be some of this. And you can see that this looks like it has writing on it. This is very lightweight. This would be great for a mermaid journal, seaside journal, anything ocean themed. These colors are just perfect. So this is the weight of like a furniture or heavyweight curtain as well. Another heavier weight material with some starfish on it. This is another heavyweight one. Great coordinating color. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Love this set. And then this is also heavyweight, quite thick. Can you see? Hopefully you can see. I'm doing this so that if you do want materials and you go to my Etsy shop, you can always refer back to this video and see the different weights and perhaps textures maybe a little bit better than what you see in the listing on Etsy. So far I haven't shown you anything with any repeating patterns, but I'm considering doing a repeating pattern in these 2 packs that I'm getting ready to show you, and I'll explain why as I get into it. But this pack is what I'm calling the Floral pack. Very generous size of vintage cotton. I actually love this vintage cotton. I'm actually surprised I'm being so generous with it because I do love it so much. But anyway, here it is. I'm committing to that. But it is just beautiful. And then we have this pattern. Isn't that gorgeous? So like I said, this is the Floral pack that I'm sharing. And then we have this. This is just kind of a sweet vintage cotton here. Also generous with this because I do have a pretty good amount of it, so being generous with that. I think these colors coordinate pretty nicely together. Now if I find some more florals that match, then I'll pop them into the pack, but I'll update the video if I end up doing that. And while I've got these out, I want to show you the blue pack. And the one repeat so far is this one because it's got blue flowers in it, so I thought I would add it to the blue pack and the floral pack. But this pack might be really large. Let's take a look at it because I could always remove those. But we've got, like I said, this is the blue pack. This is a heavyweight cotton. Definitely was for either heavyweight curtain or furniture, you know, upholstery. It feels very nice. It's definitely cotton. It's definitely thick. It feels nice. And then, like you saw before, I've got these, and this is, again, a decent size piece. And then we've got, this is nice and thick, like, you know, heavyweight furniture or curtain, again. Nice blues there. Okay, so I might have already separated some of these, so let me go through. So here we have, this is a nice dark, like, navy blue. I didn't have a lot of this, so just sharing a small piece of it. You can see here's my hand, and it fits in my hand. My hand is spread out, but, you know. So actually, I have a, let me go get a ruler. All right, so this piece measures about 4 1/4 by 4, well, 4 1/2 by 4 1/2, 4 1/2? 4 1/2 by 4 1/2 approximately. I mean, there's a few centimeters. It's probably a few centimeters larger than that. And then we have, I love this. This is so beautiful to me. This is some nice vintage cotton. This is a nice vintage cotton strip here. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, I love it. I love it so much. And then here we have, this actually coordinates with that quite well. Nice piece of blue and white gingham. And then also in our blue pack, we have a nice piece of blue jeans material. And then we have a real pretty piece of this just shiny, luxurious material. I made the cover of the Bridgerton journal out of this, and it was stunning. And then I'm sharing a piece of this floral, nice pretty blue floral with some yellow and, you know, neutral colors. So that's what we have for our blue pack. All right, friends, I am calling this one the All-American set just simply because that's what it reminds me of. We have a lot of blues, a lot of reds, so that's what I'm calling it. Giving very generous amounts of this because I have a lot to share. So this is a vintage cotton. I think it's vintage. And then we have this. This is a very heavyweight cotton, and it's in a, they don't call this check. I can't remember what they call this, but anyway, you guys know what it is. Most of you would know what that's called. And then we have this, which is a nice heavyweight material as well. Oh, I didn't get to show you how big this is. So that's a pretty good size piece. And then we've got these. These are nice heavyweight as well. Now I can't control the pattern on this in the sense that like this one doesn't have red and this one doesn't, but this one does. It's just, you know, the way it was. This all was cut from the same piece, and I have no control over, you know, which colors. So if you order a batch, you might get some with red or just blue or, you know, whatever. All right, then we have these. So these are also a nice thick heavyweight material, and also these. So everything in this particular pack is a nice thick heavyweight. Now this one doesn't feel like cotton, but the rest of them do. And just to give you an idea on this one, this measures 7 by 6.5 on this particular one. I think it's the smallest one in the pack. All right, the last thing I wanted to show you that I'm going to put in my shop as far as fabrics goes. There's going to be more of these coming, but this is what I was able to get done right now. But I am going to try to continue to stock my shop. So these are little like scrunchy packs, twinchy packs, if you will. So a twinchy is something, can be paper, can be fabric, whatever. A twinchy is like a scrunchie, like a cluster, sorry. A twinchy is like a cluster, but it tends to be a little bit smaller according to the information that you might find online. So when I looked up the size of a twinchy, it said between 1 and 2 inches. So I have cut these pieces to be a minimum of 2 inches. And as we can see, this one is like 2.5 inches. It's almost 3 inches. So I've been quite liberal with them. So maybe we don't call these twinchies, maybe we call these cluster pieces, because you know they're most of these are going to be a little bit bigger than 2 inches. Some of them, I'll go through, some of them will be a little bit smaller, but I think most of them are going to lean on the larger size. Like this one is 2.5, but then this one is truly like the size of a twinchy. So, but most of them, like that's 2 inches right there. So that could be considered, well, it's a little bit bigger going this way. So at anyway, you get the idea. These would be great. If I'm giving you a bigger piece, you can always cut it down to be a true twinchy size. Otherwise you can, yeah, this one's 3 inches. You can use them as they are and use them to make clusters, and that one's 2 inches, but then it's bigger going this way. And like I said, I'm gonna leave them the shape they are. You might want them bigger, but if you don't, you just snip the end off. At any rate, I'm gonna go ahead, let me show you, you've basically seen most of the patterns already while I was going through and creating the packs that I just made, but I'll just take a second to show you each of these packs has these patterns in it. Sorry, it's hard for me to talk and do something at the same time. When I'm thinking anyway. I was trying to think about, you know, where does this, as far as size wise. Now this one is going to fray just a little bit, but like that'll be the end of that fray. It won't fray anymore unless you're tugging on it. So here we are, friends. So I have, like I said, 5 of these that I'm going to go ahead and list in my shop. Friends, that's it. Thanks for hanging out with me today, going through my fabrics, checking out my fabric packs. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're looking for certain colors, let me know that too, because this is not this doesn't even scratch the surface of my fabrics. So I'm happy to put a custom order together for you if you're looking for certain stuff. You just message me on Etsy and let me know. Thanks for watching. See you soon.